What's going on, everybody? I'm Steven and this is Build Everything. In a previous video you may have seen my review of the Vizio 65-inch 4K TV. In that video and in a previous video I actually mounted that TV, and the mount that I used I wanted to go over today with you guys, because if you guys have a similar TV or even that exact TV, you may want to find a mount, and the mount that I chose is a really good price. It's a really good mount. We use them all the time at work. We get them because they're really good price and they're quality. Our installer for these TVs, he stands by them, and I see them as a really good choice when you're trying to mount a pretty large TV. And actually these mounts will work with smaller TVs as well. The specific mount that I'm reviewing today is the Cheetah tilt wall mount, and this handles anything from 32 to 65-inch TVs. And that's actually what we installed, was a 65-inch 4K TV, and this mount did just fine. I will go over one of the cons with choosing this for the largest that it supports, a 65-inch TV, when I get to a certain part of the unboxing. But let's open it up and see what it comes with. Inside, you will find an instruction manual, and honestly, this is such an easy install, you probably won't even need it. If it's your first time, you might use it, but trust me, if you're questioning whether you can do this, if you're able to use a stud finder on the wall and use basic hand tools, you can do this yourself. So let's see what it comes with. Inside, this is one of the hanging brackets for the back of the TV. This is the part that actually attaches to the wall mount. That's one of them. Now these are pretty durable. These are nice strong metal. They're not flimsy, they're not cheap. Interestingly enough, this is one of the cheapest mounts you can buy. This mount, the way it sits right now, shipped to your house with Amazon Prime, which would be free if you have Amazon Prime, is $25, like $24.99 on Amazon. I mean, really, you go to the store, I was at Walmart earlier, and the price for a similar mount, and this is an unheard of brand, the one at Walmart, was like $60 or $70, and it looked identical to this. So you really can't beat it, and with Amazon Prime you get it in a day or two. It's just awesome. So it's pretty quality construction, nice solid metal. These are all those same parts. Comes with a basic level. The nice thing about this level though is that it does have a magnetic strip on it. So when you're mounting it, when you're putting up the bracket, you can put the level on there and it will stick to it, so you don't have to worry about it sliding off or falling off if you're adjusting the mount on the wall. So that's nice. Your hardware, which is a bunch of different bolts, and what it does in this package of hardware, it actually comes with a bunch of different bolt sizes for different TVs, so you don't have to worry about having the hardware to mount the mount to your TV. As long as you have the holes, the mounting points on the back of your TV, I'm pretty confident this will accommodate any TV that you have, because I believe it comes with like 4 or 5 different sets of screws or bolts for, you know, a big variety of TVs. And finally, in here, we have, these are little posts that go between the rails on the back of the, actually on the wall mount. So you have your top bracket and you have your secondary bracket on the bottom. This gives you the perfect size, so you don't have to mount them separately against the wall. What I mean is, you have your top part and then you have a bottom part that's something like that. And when mounting, you have to worry about, if you made it crooked, it's not going to mount to your TV properly. So this comes with these little guys that you take the screw out and you put it up against here, and it will give you a perfect square alignment, so that all you have to worry about is just getting it level against the wall, and you know it'll work for your TV. Yes, so it does come with an HDMI cable. Not really sure why. It's kind of odd that it would come with an HDMI cable, as this is not a technology package, but it's actually pretty nice. If you look at it, it comes with a nice braided cable. It looks pretty nice. I mean, usually with HDMI cables, you don't really want them to be all flashy because you kind of want to hide them, but I mean, if you have a use for it, great. If not, you can throw it in your bin, and I'm sure you'll find a use for it eventually. It also comes with some cable ties, which are Velcro. They include a random LED light. I mean, just a little gimmicky thing to throw in there, but they do include a lens cleaner, which might seem cheesy, but actually when you're mounting a TV, if you're touching the screen, which you really shouldn't do when you're mounting the TV, but if you happen to touch the screen or at some point, you're going to want to wipe it down, and these lint-free cleaning things will work for you if you don't have any. So it's just nice to throw in there. You probably won't use it, but if you need it, it's there, so that's nice. So to get to the review part, price on this is fantastic. Like I said, it's $25. They actually have an articulating mount, which is kind of like a scissor closure. So the TV mounts against the wall, and you can actually pull it away from the wall and swivel a little bit. So you have the ability to turn the TV if you're potentially in a different area of the house, but you still want to watch TV. This is a flat tilt wall mount, so it can tilt out a little bit. It does that by way of the hanging bracket. This top part can tilt out, so it will allow the TV to tilt a little bit, which is nice for fine-tuning the your viewpoint when you're mounting your TV. If you feel like it's too high, you can tilt it a little bit towards you, which will give you a better viewing angle. That's nice. It doesn't really offer much more flexibility. The articulating mount does. It allows you to look from any area of the room. Whether you need that or not, that's really case by case. For us, we didn't. Our layout here, the sofa kind of wraps around the TV, so it was pretty easy to set up, and the flat wall mount worked perfectly for us. So like I said, $35. I believe the articulating mount is like $50 or $60. I'll put a link to both in the description. Now, everything on this is good, except one part. Now remember I mentioned in the beginning, and it's not a huge issue, but it did cause somewhat of a nuisance. If you notice on here, it's 32 inches to 65 inches. Now, our TV was 65 inches, so it's at the top point of it. There were no issues as far as strength. It didn't feel like it was weak. The issue is an odd one that you wouldn't really think of, and that is this guy here, this little hanging release cable. Now, what this does is when you mount it against a wall, this locks. This little clip right here locks, so your TV can't pull away. Now, if you need to put cables up there, and you didn't do that prior to mounting the TV, if you didn't connect your HDMI cables and your power cable, you're going to need to pull the TV out by pulling on this, which unlocks it from the wall. The issue, though, is this, being that our TV is so big, the bottom of the TV is set somewhere down here, and the TV is pinned against the wall. So there was probably ½ inch where we had to go up a good, I would say anywhere from like 4 to 6 inches, and grab this with our fingertips and somehow try to pull it, which is actually really difficult when you don't have a lot of leverage. That's something to think about. Cheetah does offer a larger mount. They offer, I believe, up to 75 inches. And I don't know from experience, but I would imagine that the cable on that one is a little bit longer, which would be nice. And if I were to do it over again, I probably would have bought that one. That one, it handles a similar range, like 35 inches to 75 inches. So it will work with a 65 or any other TV in that range. But little tiny features like that would have been nice with this. It's not make or break. The mount is great. And I'm just really looking for things to tell you that, give you some cons in this. But other than that, this install was extremely easy. At no point did I feel like I couldn't do it, did I feel like, what if the TV falls off the wall? None of that. It felt 100% solid. I was super confident with this product. And like I said, the only con was the length of this little tiny string here that holds this on, but everything else was fantastic. I hope this review was helpful. If you're looking for a mount, my recommendation is to go all the way with this mount or a similar one from Cheetah, given that their price point is unbeatable and their quality is top notch. I recommend checking them out. Check the links in the description. Check out my other videos. Make sure you like and subscribe. It's very important to me. So go ahead and do that for me. Like and subscribe. Leave me a comment if you have a question. If you want to see something else, let me know. Until next time, guys, I'll see you.